Good morning, everybody. Good morning or good day, whatever time you're watching this. This is Angelo. And so today is Wednesday, the 18th. And today's training is going to focus a lot on down regulation, even more than we've talked about in the past, or done in this last couple of days, as far as ensuring that we're doing our best to fade the nervous system response that we're getting from the outside world. And for a lot of us, including myself, I'm a little more stiff, a little bit more tense. My body feels it when I wake up. I feel it at the end of the day. I feel it in the middle of the day. And so for today, we're going to focus on stretching. We're going to stretch together. I'm going to flow through this with you guys. We're going to go through our entire body. I'm going to show you guys exactly why we choose, or tell you what we're going to do and why we're going to choose it. And you could follow along with me, okay? So the first thing is the breath, all right? The breath really controls the mind, and the mind controls the body. So we're going to focus first on the breathing. There's many different ways that you could go about doing this breathing practice, or different ways you could stretch right now. Here's what I want you guys to think about. Is rule number one is your exhales should be slower than your inhales, or longer than your inhales. So if you breathe in for 3 seconds, you should breathe out for 4, right? Something like that. I'm sorry, for 3, for 6. Like, try to double them up if you can, okay? If any time you're doing any of these stretches and you're not able to maintain a relaxed breathing pattern, you're working too hard for right now. And so take some stress off your body, because we want our bodies to relax. At the end of this, you should feel more relaxed and more open than when you started, not only from your muscles, but how you view the world, and how you're even breathing, and how you're seeing things. That's the victory of today. Okay, that's our focus, okay? We're going to do all of these stretches about 2 minutes per stretch. You can go up to 4 to 5 minutes if you'd like, 3, 4, 5 minutes, whatever you feel like you need. But the minimum is 2 minutes. 2 minutes gives you it's the minimum to get the response that we need. The next thing is I enjoy doing this to music. So I will be putting on some music to do. I have a playlist on SoundCloud that is under my name. That's called Restore, with a heart on it. And I'll be choosing this first Tibetan Song Bowls playlist. That you can see that one right there. You guys will see it on my playlist. You can look up my name. The main thing is that you choose music that helps you get in your body. Now, the first thing that I will say, music that helps you get in your body better than anything else, is music without words. Words keep us in our brains, and that's not always the greatest thing. When we're trying to connect to our bodies, it's best that we allow ourselves to connect, okay? And so the music really helps with that. The next thing is so we have the breath, we have the music. Now I'm going to go through the stretches and what we're doing and why we're going to do them. And so the equipment that's required today is a mat of some sort, or you can lay your head, or a pillow, and some sort of ball, tennis ball, lacrosse ball. If you don't have that, you could try to skip a couple things, right? Like for the upper back and lats, I'll show you something. But please try to find a ball or something to massage, especially the bottom of your feet, which we're going to focus on. And we're going to spend a lot of times going back to the cat and cow. And the main reason is the more that we can open and close our bodies, and really, for me, I have a big focus on my pelvis, on the pelvis area. And the main reason is the pelvis and hips is where we store fear. See, we have to remember that fear is a thought, It's also a feeling, emotion. Those aren't thoughts, those are feelings, and our bodies feel things. So what we're on a journey to do today, guys, is to take all that has been happening, even before these incidents, and give our bodies some relief. And that's really what we're after. And I feel strongly in my heart that this is what we need more right now than we need toughness or hardness, or this is a tough workout, try this, and this is that. I firmly believe that the cause of all of this chaos is due to lack of connection. First, lack of connection with our bodies. And that's why we feel that we should train hard all the time. That's one of the ideas, and that's one of the things that we should look at. Lack of connection with our deepest truths and who we are as people. Lack of connection in our relationships. And lack in a connection in a bigger faith. And so for me, as a teacher and guide, my goal is that we realize that although being at home is not ideal, many of the things that we are facing right now and having to quote unquote do, like spend more time with your family or eat more home cooked meals, or like I'm saying for this, like stretching more and all this stuff, they're things we should have been doing. Shouldn't have been staring at Instagram for 3 hours a day. Shouldn't have been worrying about your March Madness bracket and when you were going to watch the games. We all should have spent more time connecting, including myself. It's never enough to connect with here, all of this, to connect with my soul, your soul, people that you love, the food that you eat, the quality of it, where you're getting it, how you're getting it. We all forgot, all of us, and this is what this lesson is teaching us, that the game isn't about what you do. It's not about what you provide externally. It's not about being busy. It's not about being productive. It's not about checklists and all that bullshit. It's about who you're being. And we are all, on our deepest levels, being checked and tested right now by Mother Nature. See who you guys are all, including myself, who are we are being. And if you are out of practice in this, this is your time to start learning it, because the world has slowed down. So please, use this as a time to slow down and know who you are being, not what you do. Because what you do should be an extension of who you're being. So here we go. Number one, we're going to start with the feet and toes. So what I mean by that is we're going to stand and dig up on this lacrosse ball, clean up our feet, okay? After that, we're going to go into a toe stand, okay? The toe stand is there to pull the toes back a little bit, get you in the ball of foot and big toe. The ankles, we're going to do an ankle match. We're going to be sitting on top, do the best you can. If you need to do this from a crawl position, that's totally fine. After we finish 1, 2, and 3, 2 minutes, we're going to do 5 cat and cows. We're going to start feeling that pelvis. That's what we really want. I want you guys to really focus on that pelvis moving and rotating. We got to get the Diablo out of our bodies, people. Then we're going to move into the upper back and shoulders. A lot of us are not able to breathe really well because of our posture. So we're going to dig with this ball in our upper back and shoulders. If you do not have a ball, I want you to hold a downward dog during this time. The next thing we have is a prone pec stretch. Okay, we're going to lay down and try to clear out the upper half, front side of our body. Okay. After that, we're going to go back to the cat and cows. Now we should have more room. We should be able to breathe some more. After that, we're going to go into the hips. Because like I said, the hips and the pelvis, this is where you store fear, shame, anxiety. If you have money problems, if you're scared about money, if you're unsure, where do you think this all goes, guys? You think this is only in your head? You can't outsmart your bodies anymore. So let's start focusing on them and connecting to them. 90-90 hip stretch. We're going to go the front leg and the back leg. Stay with me and we'll get through there. Then we're going to go half kneeling hip flexor. We're going to open up that front hip, right? So we can take really, really good breaths. This will help clean up also part of the psoas, which is super important. This is where the psoas is where you store shame. Then we're going to go into a straddle stretch, okay? Then we're going to go into my favorite, the camel, which is a complete front side opener. And this one, just big breaths. We're going to let our body open up and rid ourselves with nice big breaths of what this shame and fear in us is. Because we need to get it out of us, guys. We need to get it out of our bodies. Not keep it inside by adding more to it with our thoughts. We're adding more to it with hard training today. Get back to that other stuff another day. And then we'll finish off with 5 more cat and cows. And it is with great pleasure that we do this together. For many reasons. One, I want you guys to see how we do it. And number 2, this is what I need today. This is what I need today. This is what I know I need. I don't need to push myself hard. Don't need intensity. Don't need weights. What I need to do is release the weight that I've been carrying as a man, as a father, as a husband, as a leader, and as a human. And I imagine that the loads we are all carrying right now are causing us to not be at our very best and be at our very best. Not do, be. Because your people and your family need you to be your best, not do your best. They need you to just be at your best. Then doing your best is an extension of that. Let me tell you, it's got nothing to do with productivity, being busy, not being able to spare 5 or 10 minutes, or any of that stuff that we've been making up as a culture and society as a reason for us to not be at our best and even focus on who we're being. So without further ado, I'm going to start our practice here. And if you have any questions, please comment and below or message us wherever you see this video. And we will be more than happy to help you with the video. Remember, when you get to the upper back, when I get to the upper back with the ball, hold the downward dog for 3 to 4 minutes. Very good. Very good. All right, here we go. Oh, one last thing before we get started. If you can, do this with the lights off. Take all the inputs away from you and let yourself connect to your body. Turn the lights off, and just flow and follow this. And don't worry so much about if you did this 10 seconds, no, 20 seconds. All of that stuff is bullshit, guys. I love you. Let's get to work. All right, that's the feet. Now we're going to get into the toe stand. Dig into the ball of foot, big toe. You're going to do the best you can to drive some weight in there. Do it from a crawl, get as tall as you want. All we're trying to do is push back into the toe. Dig your feet in. Turn those heels in. You can sit back great. If you need to be up here, cool too. Just relax. Breathe. Let the body open up for you. She's there when you need her. You know how to speak to her. All right. Now what we're going to do is get it. Sorry about that. Now what we're going to do is get it to the ankles. So the toe stand was here. Okay. Now we're going to put the feet flat. Smush those ankles. Here it is from the front. Okay. Just smush back into these ankles. Okay. 2 minutes. Do your best. It's uncomfortable. It should be, especially if they're tight. Here we go. Okay. Some blood pumping into those feet again. Now we're going to go cat and cows really slow for 5. Remember, the goal is to clean up the pelvis so we can move her. The pelvis can move better, more free. We have more control, right? Also, too, clearing out the fear, clearing out the shame, clearing out the anger and panic. Every time we get this pelvis to move and breathe into it a little bit more. So take your time here and really focus on these cat and cows. Here we go. 5 reps. 5. Okay, cross ball in the upper back. We're going to go 2 minutes on one side, 2 minutes on the other. We're looking to clear up anything that feels junky in the shoulder, upper back. Remember the rules though. It's all about being able to breathe nice and calm. If you're on a spot that's icky, do not go so hard that you're going to hold your breath. Holding your breath increases stress, increases relaxation, only increases your response more of what we do not want. We want to be parasympathetic. We're looking to relax. We're going to show our bodies that it's okay to be relaxed by our breath. And then our bodies will tell our minds everything is better. All of a sudden, everything can feel better. Trust me. Follow along. Here we go. 2 minutes. Switching to the other side. If you're in a downward dog, it's a good time to shake it out, and we'll get back in. All right, 5 more cat and cows. Really focusing on moving that spine, moving that pelvis. Feel that sacrum moving, everything like that. Now, oh, I'm sorry. We're going to get into the upper back and shoulders, and then we'll get to the cat and cow. Please excuse me. Prone pec is next. We're going to need a pillow, somewhere to put our head. Okay. Now this stretching, very relaxing. Okay. I'm going to take my right arm. I'm going to go here first. I'm going to stretch it out as far as it'll go. I want to be at about a 40. Excuse me. I want to be at about a 45-degree angle. Make sure that that stretch, I should already feel a stretch through my pec and maybe up into my forearm. I'm going to take the pillow. I'm going to put it on my head. Just my head only. I don't want it touching any other part of my body because I want the stretch to really happen. From there, I like to take this arm as I roll over and put it in behind my lower back. You'll see this, how I go in a second, okay? We'll go 2 minutes here, 2 minutes to the other side. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Slowly come on out. Switch sides. 2 minutes. Same rule. Here we go. All right, cat and cows, 5 times. All right, 90-90 hip stretch. So we have 2 positions. I'm going to show you both of them so we could flow 2 minutes in the front lane and 2 minutes in the back lane. So first is a setup. 2 90-degree angles, 1, 2, 1, 2. First 2 minutes, we're going to come forward here. Now, there really is no right or wrong here. You may come over here, you may be over here. What we really want to focus on is loosening up this butt and glute. And we loosen it up by thinking about driving down a little bit here into the knee, not just letting the knee stay up. Even though your knee may not touch the mat, that's not a big deal. What it is about having the intention that we're pushing down and we're leaning forward. Do your best to not just round your back here, because then the stretch will just come from you rounding your back versus the hip. 2 minutes there. Then we're going to go into this back hip. 1, 2. Then we're going to go into the back hip. In order for us to go into the back hip, what I want you guys to think about is this butt cheek. Front leg stays down just like we work on. Now this butt cheek comes up off the ground a little bit. So if it's down here, turn it up here. Try to stay nice and square. We're not just leaning over to the side, right? So as soon as I find this position in my butt, right, I'm going to get into here. I'm going to screw that butt up. I'm going to really try to get square here and hold this. You can even grab here. You can grab anything here. You can grab whatever you want to hold you in that position. We're going to go 2 minutes here, 2 minutes here, and then we're going to switch sides. Okay, everybody? Peace. All right. Here we go. Back hips. All right, slowly coming out. Go 2 to the front, 2 to the back. Your body set in that good 90 position, the best 90 that's available. And here we go. Focus on the breath. All right, back leg. Forward, stay square. All right, slowly unwind. We're going to get into the hip flexor now. Okay, half kneel hip flexion. So, first thing, let's get into this half kneel. So what we're going to focus on is from the knee all the way up here. We want to open this front side of our body. You can have your foot flexed or bent. Doesn't really matter for this exercise, okay? So what we're going to do first is tuck the pelvis, so squeeze the butt. This may already be enough here. The most important part of this stretch is you do not let this go, okay? If you'd like, take your hand, put it up here to stretch out, but still, can't let this go, hard butt. If you want some more, you can lean forward. Awesome, great. You want to hold the butt so this can really open up. You're just going to ease into the position. Go 2 minutes this way, 2 minutes the other way. Drive the knee down into the mat, squeeze the butt. And here we go. Good. All right, let's switch sides. Set up. Position. Tuck that pelvis. Squeeze. Come on, nice and easy. Doing great, guys. A few more and we're done. Next is the straddle. Get my hips out to about here. Might go a little bit closer, but don't go so close you don't have room for your hips. Sorry about that. Let's not go so close that we don't have room for our hips. I'm going to show you from the side. We're just going to work on easing into our hips. We're going to make sure our spine is as neutral as possible. So you're going to see me drop down to my elbows so I can keep a very flat back and my belly engaged. And we're going to push back. Big warning, when you come out of the stretch, you want to crawl out first. Don't just pop out of here because you're going to be in some deep hip flexion. 2 minutes here. So, legs wide in that straddle-like position. Drop down here so you keep a flat back, belly turned on. Okay? I'm just going to sit back into those hips, pushing through the edges of my feet. Here we go. All right, crawl out, slow. Ooh. Bring those legs in, give yourself a break. Very good. All right, one more stretch and then cat and cows and we're done. So the camel is about opening up the front side of your body, but the whole front side, your core, your abs, everything together, different than the hip flexion. When I'm going to breathe here, I'm going to breathe in with my nose and out with my mouth. I'm going to keep my mouth open the majority of the time. I really want to expel anything that's in the front side of my body that has tension. I'm going to keep my butt squeezed the whole time. And I'm going to lean back as far as I could go, but only if my butt could stay squeezed. If not, I don't want this just to be jammed up from my lower back. I'm trying to open up the front side of my body. Okay, so it should look here. This might be all you have. Or you might be able to go deeper, or some of you might be able to go deeper than me. Good. Everybody gets the game. The thing I want us to focus on is these butts, not letting go, and big breaths. I want you to breathe out every piece of fear you have in your body, not just from these times, from when you were 4 years old on. I want you to breathe it all out. When you get up from this, you might feel a little dizzy, and that's okay. We're going to remove this fear from our body so that it no longer carries in us, so everything doesn't feel like it's fear anymore. We're going to start from a fresh start. And that's all we could ask for, guys. Fresh, renewed. And we can do this to our body anytime we make time for it. Now's a perfect way, perfect time to show you that you really had the time, and you always did. You just didn't see it, and now you do. So thank this time that we're alive, that we get to see this. Here we go. Come on, slow. Take a second. Move your body around a little bit. Stay down here on the ground. Just feel. It's a big release, the camel. That's why I save it for the end, because it's like wringing out the mouth. Let's get whatever's left out of that body, everything that we stored. Now 5 more cat and cows, focusing on the entire spine. And really focus on squeezing that pelvis in, pushing that pelvis out. 5 more and we're done. Here we go. Ooh. And there you go. This is today's work, whatever you want to call it, training. Breathe. Feel how the tension, when it's not there, how big this world is. and how beautiful this world is, and how fortunate you are, and how grateful you are for this time and this opportunity. I love you all. Let's stay together, because we are together. We're all connected, whether we believe it or like it. It's all here. So focus on your connections, yourself, your body, your mind, your spirit. Focus on the connections with the people you love. Focus on the connections we have as humans. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a beautiful day.